Sorry, the lighting is really low. I keep it quite dim in here. I'm in bedroom, but I've got 3 hamsters in here, so we try and keep it nice and quiet and not quite dark. But this is where I'm up to so far for Preptober. I'm using my filofax pop, which is the PUL style, and it's really floppy. It's got 2 massive secretarial pouches, but you can actually fit documents all the way through. So it's quite good if you want to store A4 documents. It's got a pen loop on either side and quite a decent strap. When you buy it, it comes with the 6 dividers, a stencil template goes in, and a couple of other bits and some plain paper. It doesn't come with a diary, so it actually made it perfect for me, because most of the time I do tend to follow like a bullet journal style, even whether I'm using Happy Planner notes or filofax. But so far this is what I've done for the booklet. Just move that back out of the way. So I started with the basic October cover, a checklist, and then why I use a planner, basically. Some points, things that I've looked out for in the past. The characters within it are all my own design. I did used to sell stickers, but the writer's contract, and then that's this year's Nanowrimo participants badge that I put on the contract. And yeah, definitely this says don't forget to get some friends to support you. As many people as you can cheering you on for Nano. Definitely, it's not an easy task, and to go it alone is quite difficult, so having people with you, even if they're not writing with you, just supporting you and asking how you're doing is great. So definitely keep an eye on that. And then I went into basic plot story. So you've got your tagline or your story in a sentence, which is your premise. A basic story structure. Again, all the artwork in it's my own. And then how you'd fill in those plot points. Now, this section I've actually filled in as if it's my piece that I'm working on, just to give you an idea of how I start off. It might work for you, it might not, but just to give you an idea. And then on the following pages you've got a chance to fill your own in. So you've got the beginning, the middle and the end. It gives you your really basic plot structure and your skeleton outline to work from. Then obviously you can go into more detail. There are note pages if you need to add to it. I think I printed out a couple of extra there. And then this, it's all been said before. Yeah, it has. Everything's been said before, but it's not been said by us. And writing a new story is all about how we write, how we present ourselves, the language we use and the way we structure it. So even though you might be using a rags to riches, or you might be going through a rebellion, there are basic structures you can follow, but it's how you put it together that makes it different. And then from there you've got the main 5 plot stages. Within that, I need to move that down more. I have to make a note on that. And then because we're moving from there into character, I've got the hero's journey character arc, which is done on a circle. But then quite recently we've got the heroine's character arc, which is a 10 plot point arc, and it's slightly different to the hero. So it looks at the feminine side of things and how we move away from being perceived as that feminine person into how you can be perceived as the hero. And then we're looking at character creation. Now this section isn't finished, I'm still working on it. I'd say I've got about 48 of the 100 or so pages that I need to do done. I've got a list of all the other pages. I am working through them. It might take me a while. This quote from Truman Capote is one of my all-time favourites. You can't blame an author for what the character says, and you really can't, because there are times where your character will go off on a completely random direction. You won't have planned it, but it might work. It might weave into the story later on. You never know. It's always worth giving it a go and seeing what happens, where they take you. So yeah, it's character creation. There's a bit of information about creating your characters there. You've got a sheet for your names, so male, female and surname. Obviously you can mix it up. You could just mix them all throughout. You can obviously put unisex names in. That was just how I lay it out. And then you've got the back page as well. And then there's 4 vision boards for your characters. Some people prefer to use Pinterest, some people like to actually cut and paste the details on there. And then the back of the character section is the character profile. So you've got space for a picture, whether it's something like a vision board or a drawing, photograph, anything that you've done. And you've got a 2-page profile for each person. You can obviously print off as many or as few of these as you want. But there are quite a lot of questions to fill in. It should give you quite an in-depth look at each character. Once the character section's done, then I'll be moving on to world building and setting. Sorry about that. I have got a list of everything that I'm working through. So I started off with really basic, this is what we need to put in there. Then I've started, because I will be putting some writing prompts and character caches in. And then ideas for keeping a writer's notebook. Nano survival kit, that list will be going in there, always handy to have. And these are the last pages that I'm working through, so to give you an idea of what's still to go in there. It's not by any means absolutely full overview of it's an overview of everything rather than full detail, but there are quite a few starting points for you, a bit of information on everything, so you can then go and research it yourself. So yeah, hopefully I've got all weekend to work on it now, whereas I only had an hour or so today to get any more done. And I am trying to print it as I go as well, so I can show you what it looks like. So yeah, that's my workbook set up so far. And then I ordered 3 packs of this dark grid paper. It's ivory base, and I've just got one in each section so I can add my own notes throughout, and I'll have some lined in there before I start as well, ready for writing through Nano. So yeah, let us know what your setup's like so far and what you're doing. It's all, everyone's individual with it, but it's great to see everyone's different ideas and ways of doing things.